This is How to Teach Your Dog to Do Practically Anything, Episode 2. For our first trick, we're teaching Baby River to spin in a circle. Step 1. Lure the dog. Put the treat in front of the dog's nose and get her to follow it into the position you want. When she does, say your marker word or click your clicker, and then give her a treat. From now on, this will be referred to as mark and reward. Yes. Some dogs won't follow the lure at first. They might just stand there and stare blankly. They need to be taught how to play the lure game first. So forget step 1 for now and start with step 0. Teach the lure game. Just get your dog to go after the lure.
Good girl. River, hold on. Good puppy. You get it good.
And then once she is enthusiastically following the lure, we can go back to step 1, lure the dog.
Yes, get it. Okay. Yes. You're gonna stand up. Yes. Yes. Come here. Yes. Yes. Yes, good girl. All right, I'll let. Good girl.
You might be able to get the entire behavior in one lure. Other dogs might have some trouble with that. Like with a spin trick, some dogs might get stuck halfway through the turn. In that case, break it down a bit. Start by marking and rewarding for partial turns and then a little bit more of a turn until eventually you're getting the complete spin. Repeat step 1 enough that the dog is consistently following the lure into position every time. Don't add the vocal cue yet. It probably feels like you should start saying the voice command right away, but that actually doesn't come until later. Step 2. Fade the lure, add a hand signal. How many dogs do you know who will only do their trick if there is a treat right in front of their face? There is a very fine line between lure reward and bribery. If you get stuck on the lure step for too long, it becomes bribery. So as quickly as possible, stop using the lure after about 2 successful sessions of step 1. To start step 2, you're going to pretend that you still have a treat in your hand. Make the exact same hand motion, and then when the dog does the thing, mark and reward with a treat out of your other hand.
Yes, good girl. Good job. Yes, good girl. Yes. Yes, good girl.
If she doesn't follow your hand without a treat, then you're probably trying to progress too quickly. So go back and work on step 1 for a little while longer. With each successful repetition of step 2, you are slowly making it more obvious that you're not actually holding any food in your hand. Can I add the vocal cue yet? No, not yet. Not for this step. Not until step 3. Add the vocal cue. Okay, you chatty primate, now that your dog is consistently following your hand signal every time, you can start adding the voice command. You don't want to add the vocal cue before the dog has a decent understanding of what you're asking her to do. If you add it too early, you run the risk of her associating it with the wrong behavior. So this time, while you're doing the hand signal, say your voice command. I'm using the cue clockwise with River, but you can pick whatever cue you want. As you do each rep of this step, the hand motion becomes less exaggerated until it ends up as the final hand signal.
Clockwise, yes. Clockwise, yes. Clockwise, yes. Clockwise, yes, good girl. I like the jump, that's nice. Clockwise. Good job. Good job. Clockwise. Good girl. Good. Clockwise. Yes. Clockwise. Yes. One more. Clockwise. Oh, you got lost halfway through. Happens to the best of us. Come here. Ready? Clockwise. Come here, Papa. Sit. Down. Good. All right. Good girl. All done. All done.
What happens next, which I forgot to film for some reason, is fading out the hand signal entirely if you want to. You do this by saying the cue before you do the hand signal. So instead of doing what you've been doing so far, which is clockwise, it becomes clockwise. The dog will figure out that the voice command predicts the hand signal, which prompts the behavior. Soon you just can cut out the middleman of the hand signal and just go from voice command to behavior. Let's recap. Step 1, lure the dog. Good girl. Step 2, fade the lure. Good girl. Step 3, add the vocal cue.
Sit. Sit. Good girl.
So there you have it. That is lure reward. Next time, we're going to talk about the slightly more complicated method of shaping.